Let's spend the day in Disneyland Paris. Hey everyone, I'm still here in Disneyland Paris, and today we are doing a solo day. My parents are officially on their way back home, but I'm still here in the parks, so I'm going to have the perfect solo day. Now, I have already been here for about an hour this morning. I grabbed some breakfast and just kind of took in some of the sights, and I did ride 2 rides already this morning. So let's quickly recap this morning, and then we will get going into the rest of the day. Now, because I was staying at a Disneyland Resort hotel, I did have early magic time, which means I was able to enter the park an hour before the official opening time. Okay, so over the last couple of days, Disneyland Paris has gotten even more Halloween decorations out. When we first got here, I was so excited to see that they had put some out, and I didn't realize how many more were going to be put up over the couple of days. They are just so stinking cute, and I love them so much. All of the little ghost figurines up and down Main Street are some of my favorite figurines ever. I honestly think I might like this decor more than the decorations in Magic Kingdom. For breakfast, on my way in, I stopped by the cookie kitchen and picked up a pain au chocolat and a hot chocolate to enjoy while taking in the views of the castle. The pastry was fine. It was a little bit drier than I would have liked, and there wasn't a ton of chocolate inside. However, the hot chocolate was perfect and warmed me up on this chilly, rainy morning. While I enjoy my breakfast, I'm just walking around the castle and taking in some of the sights. And around the castle, they have these incredible metal figurines representing different Disney characters. We have different sidekicks, different animal characters, different magical figures, different princesses, different sidekicks, and even some villains. These are just so stunningly gorgeous. And of course, I do have to go and see the dragon because this is just the coolest thing ever, that they have an actual dragon underneath the castle. The Carousel de Lancelot is Lancelot's carousel, and this is truly just a carousel. It's definitely not a must-do, but if the line is short, you're never going to be mad that you rode a carousel. This has no height requirement and does not take Disney Premier access. Blanche-Neige et les Sept Nains is Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, and this is a classic Fantasyland dark ride that tells you the story of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. There's no height requirement for this ride, and this ride is not included in Disney Premier Access. Okay, so I didn't notice this the other day, but next to the Snow White ride is a gift shop, and it looks like the dwarf's cottage. This is just so cute, and the attention to detail in this park is just astounding. And now back to present day Kaylee. I did buy Premier Access Unlimited, so we will get into that once I start using it. Right now, wait times are a little low still, so I'm going to see what I can get on without using my Premier Access, so that way I can maybe ride some rides twice today. So I think the plan for right now is I'm going to head towards Phantom Manor, because last I checked, that only had a 5-minute wait, and I would love to be able to ride that twice today. So let's go. Phantom Manor is Disneyland Paris's version of Haunted Mansion, except this time it is set in Frontierland. There is no height requirement for this ride, so it's perfect for the whole family. If I had purchased this with Disney Premier Access 1, it would have been €5 or $5.74. I'm just kind of exploring, and I made my way, I followed the sign towards Boot Hill after getting out of Phantom Manor. And first off, this is where like the gravestones and cemetery is. First and foremost, I'm obsessed with that squirrel. I would die for it. Second of all, if you come over here, so you can see Big Thunder Mountain. If you come over here, let me see if the lighting might be weird, hang on. There's just a T-Rex skull. Now I believe, based on the storyline of Boot Hill, that this is like where they were doing some like mining and digging and stuff. So it makes sense that there's a T-Rex skull, but I never wandered over here yet. So it's really cool just to see a nice little T-Rex skull hanging out over there. And this is a nice, really quiet little area where they have all the different gravestones and a lot of cool audio. I very much like it. Anywho, that's kind of what today's going to be. I'm just kind of going to wander and find really cute little hidden areas that I haven't found yet. Anywho, Phantom Manor is amazing. It is a must ride. It is, I've said it before, I'll say it again, it is definitely my favorite version of the Haunted Mansion. I love that it's spooky and creepy, and I love that it can be spooky and creepy. It was a walk-on, so I will be able to do that later with my Premier Access, so I'm super excited to be able to do that multiple times today. And now I'm just gonna kind of continue around and see what else I can get on. It doesn't sound like Big Thunder is running right now, so maybe I will head to Pirates. We'll see. So let's just keep going. Peter Pan's Flight is the classic slow-moving dark ride where you're flying high over the city of London and then Neverland. There's no height requirement for this ride, so it's perfect for the whole family. And if I had purchased this with Disney Premier Access 1, it would have been €13 or $14.93. Okay, so I had a little change of plans because both Big Thunder and Pirates were down. So I made my way over to Peter Pan's Flight, which was a posted 70-minute wait with Premier Access. It was about 8. So really great use of Premier Access there. That is a very cute ride. I would not wait 70 minutes for it, especially if you've been to other Disney parks. But now both Pirates and Big Thunder are back up. So I think I'm going to head over to Big Thunder because that one tends to be a longer wait later in the day. So I'm going to see if I can get in standby or if I'm going to use Premier Access for that. So let's head to Big Thunder. Disneyland Paris has 2 skip the line offerings, Disney Premier Access 1 and Disney Premier Access Ultimate. With Disney Premier Access 1, you can purchase this once per ride per day, and you'll be given the next available time slot to ride. It is available for purchase day of, and the cost varies per ride per day. With Disney Premier Access Ultimate, you can use this one time on each available attraction. You can ride this attraction whenever you want without any time slot needed, and you can buy it in advance or the day of, and it can also be purchased as a part of a Disney hotel and tickets package. I purchased Disney Premier Access Ultimate, and it was €128 or $147.06. Even in Disneyland Paris, Big Thunder Mountain is still the wildest ride in the wilderness, except this one takes place on an island. There's a 1.02 meter or 40-inch height requirement, and if I'd purchased this with Disney Premier Access 1, it would have been €13 or $14.93. That version of Big Thunder Mountain is so fun. I love that you go into the tunnels out to the island in the middle of the lake. It feels smoother than Magic Kingdoms, but I don't want to say that for sure because Magic Kingdoms is getting a new track. But it was so much fun, and I'm really hoping that later today the wait time might drop a little bit so that way I can ride it one last time before heading back to the States. But highly recommend that ride, even if you are a Walt Disney World or Disneyland goer, because it is so very different given that it's entirely on the island. Okay, so I got the turkey and kiri cheese focaccia sandwich. I've had the turkey and cheese toasty from Market Street Deli or Market House Deli. I saw this yesterday and had to try it, so. Oh my God, that's delicious. The focaccia is perfectly cooked. It's warm, but it's not like super hot because it's not made to order, but it is sitting in a heater. The cheese is so, whatever kiri cheese is, I know it's a brand, but whatever cheese that they're using in this is so delicious. It's a nice creamy French cheese. The focaccia is cooked perfectly. The turkey's fine. I'm not a ham girl, so turkey is the option that I have for these sandwiches. And it's fine. But oh my goodness. The amount of bread and cheese I've eaten in France is astonishing, and I could eat more. This is delicious. Super simple, but super delicious. I love it. Yeah, so I'm gonna finish this and then just kind of keep putzing around. I might head over to Walt Disney Studios Park after finishing this. It's so convenient having them both so close to each other. You can pop back and forth as you please, just because I can. So I don't really know what I'm gonna do next. This is just kind of my perfectly fun, relaxing day. Le Pays de Contes des Fées, which is the land of fairy tales, is a slow-moving boat ride where you get to see miniature lands of memorable Disney moments and Disney fairy tales. There's no height requirement for this ride, and it does not take Disney Premier Access 1. And now I'm heading to the Walt Disney Studios Park, which is the second park here in Disneyland Paris, to hop on some more thrilling rides. Crush's Coaster is the premier attraction in the Walt Disney Studios Park, and it is a great family coaster. There's a 1.07 meter or 42-inch height requirement, and if I had purchased this with Disney Premier Access 1, it would have been €16 or $18.38. Ratatouille L'Aventure Totalement Toqué de Remy is a trackless dark ride where you are going on an adventure with Remy. This is the same ride as Remy's Ratatouille Adventure in Epcot in Disney World in Florida, except this is the original. There's no height requirement, so it's perfect for the whole family, and if I had purchased this with Disney Premier Access 1, it would have been €12 or $13.78.
Too simple. What? Mais oui, that's it!
Okay, so I made my way over to Walt Disney Studios Park, and when I got here, I hopped on Crush's coaster. It was a posted 60-minute wait, and it was about like 9 to 10 with my Premier Access. That ride is so much fun. I think this time I felt like it went faster than last time. I don't know if it was because I knew what to expect, so I was able to just like enjoy it versus focusing on all the new stuff. But that ride is very fun. I understand why it has such a long wait all the time. I don't know if I would have waited the like 75 minutes that it was, or 60 minutes that it was, just because it is a relatively shorter ride. It's not super short, but I think 60 is still a lot for it. And then after that, I went to ride Remy's, which here is not called Remy's Ratatouille Adventure, but that one is very cute. It is virtually the same as in Disney World, except here it is not in 3D, which I prefer. So that was a posted 50-minute wait, and with Premier Access, it was about 13, which, this is my reminder, Premier Access, any sort of skip-the-line service does not mean immediate access, it just means an expedited wait. 13 minutes is still significantly better than 50. So now I am going to hop on Tower Terror. I picked up a glass of wine, and I do have to check in for my flight because I am leaving Paris tomorrow. So I'm gonna hang out, do that, finish my wine, and then hop on Tower Terror. The Twilight Zone Tower of Terror is the classic drop ride where you are transported to the 5th dimension. There's a 1.02 meter or 40-inch height requirement, and if I'd purchased this with Disney Premier Access 1, it would have been €12 or $13.78.
Just crossed over into the Twilight Zone. The time is now, on an evening very much like the one we have just witnessed. Tonight's story in the Twilight Zone is somewhat unique and calls for a different kind of introduction. This, as you may recognize, is a maintenance service elevator, still in operation, waiting for you. We invite you, if you dare, to step aboard because in tonight's episode, you are the star, and this elevator travels directly to the Twilight Zone.
Spider-Man Web Adventure is a shooter-style attraction where you are helping Spider-Man defeat the Spider-Bots. There's no height requirement for this ride, so it is great for the whole family. And if I'd purchased this with Disney Premier Access 1, it would have been €13 or $14.93.
On a accès à une super technologie, comme le vibranium du Wakanda ou ce fluide extraterrestre dément. On a les particules de BIM et StarTech. Ça nous permet de développer des trucs incroyables, comme ces petits speederboats par exemple. Regardez, c'est super, ils peuvent même se dupliquer tout seuls.
Se dupliquer tout seul?
Parce qu'ils sont pas croyables. Petit, arrête de faire ça, c'est bon. Ils ont l'air bloqués en mode auto-réplication. Tu pourrais essayer de gérer ça à ma place?
Très bien. Je contacte Monsieur Stark.
N'appelle pas Monsieur Stark! N'appelle pas Monsieur Stark, j'aurais pas dû crier. Est-ce que tu pourrais appeler une autre personne?
Oh, ok. Je contacte Spider-Man.
C'est bizarre. Je vais appeler Spider-Man à la rescousse parce que je crois qu'il est dans les parages. Ok, au revoir. Spider-Man?
For the entire Venture Campus. Malgré ce que vous voyez là, les Spider-Man ont été créés pour être des assistants, vous me dites.
Salut, qu'est-ce qui se passe? Vous avez un problème d'arachide? Je vais vous aider.
Tu vois, super. Le risque atteint le niveau danger exponentiel. Tu as peut-être besoin d'aide. Et si j'appelle les Avengers?
Pas de panique, les amis. Je vais régler ça.
Avengers Assemble Flight Force is Disneyland Paris' version of Rock and Roller Coaster, if you are familiar with that ride in Walt Disney World in Florida. There's a 1.2 meter or 47-inch height requirement, and if I had purchased this with Disney Premier Access 1, it would have been €9 or $10.34.
Repulsors augmented. Consider your hands juiced.
Ça m'a l'air parfait, Friday.
Thank you. So glad you approve. Contacting Captain Marvel.
Are you ready?
Si je suis prêt, c'est à moi ou à eux que vous parlez.
We've got a situation. As you know, Kree warheads are headed our way, and we need your help.
Okay, so I did kind of a quick whirlwind of rides over at Walt Disney Studios Park. I did Tower of Terror, I did Web Slingers, and then I did Avengers Flight Force. Tower of Terror was a posted 30-minute wait, and I walked right into the pre-show, and because I was a single rider, I was called forward pretty quickly because they needed to fill a space. So that was really great. Web Slingers was a posted 40, and again, walked right into the pre-show room with Premier Access. And then Flight Force was a posted 20, and I waited about 3 minutes to go into the pre-show for that. So I adore all three of those rides. I liked Web Slingers when I was out in California. This is the exact same version. There is no difference to it. And like I said in my previous video, I absolutely adore Avengers Flight Force. It is just rock and roller coaster, but with an Avengers overlay. So obviously I love that. And then the Tower Terror here is by far my favorite Tower Terror that I've been on. Granted, it's only the second one I've ever been on, but I definitely love how creepy it is and that it's actually scary. Scary. We know how I feel about scary things. So after I did all of that, I was starting to get hungry, and nothing was really calling my name over there. Nothing on it. So I came over to the Disneyland park. Honestly, nothing was really calling my name here either. So I just popped into Cafe Hyperion for a good old-fashioned cheeseburger, fries, and a 1664 beer. So I don't know if this will be different than the one I had with my parents because that was in the other park, but we shall see. It might be worse than the one in the other park. The fries are the same, nice thinner, not as thin as McDonald's style fries, but thinner, just not as salted as we're used to in the States. I'm gonna do another bite of the burger just because I see some sauce. It's a very simple cheeseburger. I can't quite tell what the sauce is on it. It's some special sauce. It's fine. Honestly, even though this is a park in France, which is known for its incredible food, the food here is very American food. Nothing super special, nothing to write home about. There have obviously been some really good bites that I've had. And then there's some things where it's food. It'll fuel you. But I was starving, and this is going to fuel me for the rest of my adventures here in the parks. I do also want to note, so like I said, I'm here in Cafe Hyperion. This is a quick service / stage area. I don't really know what this is, but I think it's such a great concept. There's so much seating. I think more than any quick service I've seen in Walt Disney World, and they have a stage, so I'm guessing at some points there is some sort of stage show, but right now they're playing some Star Wars cartoons for kids. I think this is a great space to be able to come, sit down, eat, and still entertain your kids. So I think this is a great use of the quick service restaurant. Honestly, Disney World could probably implement something similar. At the very least, putting some like cartoons on, even in one little area for kids. But I'm gonna finish this, and then there are still a couple rides that I can use my Premier Access on here, and then I am just gonna kind of hang out. So yeah, that is the plan for the day. Star Tours The Adventures Continues is the exact same ride that it is in Walt Disney World in Florida and Disneyland in California, except this time it does alternate between English and French. There's a 1.02 meter or 40-inch height requirement, and if I had purchased this with Disney Premier Access 1, it would have been €5 or $5.74.
Ne vous dites pas de me dépêcher, petit bricoleur monté sur roulette. Je sais exactement à quelle heure nous décollons. Contente-toi de faire ton travail et laisse-moi finir.
Star Wars Hyperspace Mountain is Disneyland Paris' version of Space Mountain, except this one goes twice as fast and has 3 inversions. It's also Star Wars themed, which I absolutely adore. It does have a 1.2 meter or 47-inch height requirement, and if I had purchased this with Disney Premier Access 1, it would have been €12 or $13.78. Okay, so I just did Star Tours and Hyperspace Mountain, so knocked out both Star Wars related rides. Star Tours was supposed to 20-minute wait, and with Premier Access it was 2. And that one is yesterday I thought it was the same as it is in Florida. Today I was proven wrong. Yesterday when I rode it with my parents, we had it fully in English. The entire thing was in English. It felt like I was back in Hollywood Studios in Florida. Today the entire thing was in French. So that's really cool that they do it both in English and in French. And they do have the new scenes with Ahsoka here. So that is also very exciting. So I did get to see the whales today in French. And then after that, I did Hyperspace Mountain. It was a posted 45-minute wait, and with Premier Access, it was 5. And honestly, I think of all the things in Disneyland Paris, that might be what I miss the most, because I absolutely adore that version of Space Mountain. I love Star Wars, so it's so fun getting to do Space Mountain with a Star Wars theme and inversions. So I love that ride so much. I'm very sad that I won't get to do it for who knows how long. But I loved that ride so much, so I'm very glad that I've gotten to ride it so many times these past 3 days here in the parks. And now I am going to go do Pirates. I still have a couple rides that I can use my Premier Access on, but there are things like Orbitron and Autopia, which are both things that we have in Magic Kingdom, and Cars Road Trip over in Disneyland Studios, which I've already done twice. And honestly, it is just good for Cars Catastrophe Canyon. And I got to see that yesterday, which made my heart oh so happy. So I think after I do Pirates, I'm just going to kind of hang out, relax. I am going to see the fireworks show tonight, so I want to make sure that I have a good spot for that. So yeah, let's head over to Pirates of the Caribbean. Pirates of the Caribbean is a classic slow-moving boat ride through the age of piracy. There's no height requirement for this ride, so it's perfect for the whole family. And if I had purchased this with Disney Premier Access 1, it would have been €5 or $5.74.
Faites-moi une offre, un conseil de malheur qui s'est colifiché, un véritable trésor. Vire de bord, ma jolie, montre-nous ces mots.
Et ses nombreuses et précieuses récompenses. A-t-on jamais vu carrière plus rentable?
Okay, just finished up Pirates. I absolutely love this version of Pirates. I think it is my favorite version of Pirates. I feel like I've said that a lot about a lot of the rides here, that I prefer them to the versions in Magic Kingdom and some even to Disneyland's versions. This one is no different. I absolutely adore it. It was a posted 10-minute wait. With Premier Access, it ended up being like 5 or 6, just because you do skip a lot of the queue. I kind of merged, and then that's where the line stopped. But yeah, that ride is so good. I love just the amount of animatronics, the storyline to it, that they do incorporate things like Captain Barbossa turning into the skeleton pirate. So now I have about 2.5 hours before I'm going to get in position, before I'm going to grab my spot for the fireworks show. I'm going to grab my spot around 8 o'clock when my parents and I watched it. We did watch it on Wednesday. I just didn't film anything just because our view wasn't that great. We kind of rolled up around half an hour before it started, and it was pretty busy. And today's even busier than Wednesday, so I want to make sure I get a really good spot. So I'm going to try to show up around 8 o'clock for the 9 o'clock show, which gives me about 2.5 hours to just kind of hang out in between the two parks. So I think I'm just gonna montage what I do the rest of the afternoon, and I will see you guys again at fireworks. I am absolutely obsessed with the fact that you can get champagne that is exclusive to Disneyland Paris and drink it in front of the castle with a souvenir cup. I do enjoy champagne and Prosecco. I like a sweeter, bubblier drink, so this is right up my alley, and this was absolutely delicious. All throughout Disneyland Paris, there are just these little nooks and walkthroughs of so many cool things. You have some teepees over by Frontierland. You have the pirate ship, which I walked back through, trying to see if I could find Captain Jack Sparrow again, but alas, I could not. But I was able to get some better footage inside these caves, and these are just such a maze. I had no clue where I was going, and eventually I ended up back at the top area where I could overlook a lot more of this area. And for a sweet treat to end my night, I went back to the food booths over by It's a Small World. I'm not sure if these are seasonal or if they are year-round, but I picked up the Nutella crepe and the sweet fruit. The Nutella crepe is absolutely perfect. They are made fresh to order, and you're never gonna go wrong with nice, hot, melty Nutella. The sweet fruit was almost too sweet, and that's coming from someone who really likes sweet things. Heading into Frontierland now because I know that this land is just so incredibly decorated for Halloween. I love that they turned the lucky nugget into the unlucky nugget. I think that is just the cutest little detail. And there are just so many cute fall decorations. And then as you make your way in closer to Big Thunder Mountain, they have such cute Dia de los Muertos decorations put up because there is the Coco themed restaurant over here, and I just am obsessed with these decorations and these little statues. They are so cute, they are so bright and colorful. This was probably some of my favorite Halloween decorations in this park. To end my night, I did watch Disney Tales of Magic, which is the nighttime castle show here in the park. It was an amazing show that perfectly combined lights, projections on the castle, fireworks, some water features, and most importantly, drones. This show was absolutely amazing. I loved it so very much. It might be one of my favorite castle shows that I have ever seen.
When you find love in your heart, the world becomes a magical place.
He lives in you.
only là autour de vous. Find your magic, embrace it, and pass it on.
Well, that is a wrap on my trip to Disneyland Paris. I had such a great time in these parks. The Disneyland Paris park itself is definitely one of the most beautiful parks I've ever been in, and some of the attractions both in this park and the Walt Disney Studios park are some of my preferred versions of some classic rides. The food here was a little hit or miss, but you know what? That's okay. I still had an amazing time and I cannot wait to come back. So in the meantime, make sure to like this video, subscribe if you haven't, and follow me on my socials. Those will be linked in the video description. Bye guys!